Hi,
Hello, anyone there?
guys.
No?
Well, should we do
We
intros?
can do intros just in case of the delay, yeah.
My name is Emily. I am from Cambridge in the UK.
And my name is Gabriel. I'm from Birmingham, also in the UK.
And nobody is watching.
If there's anyone watching, where are you from? Please type.
Say hello to us in the chat. You can write who you are and where you are.
Do you want to alter your bet?
So this is how all our videos start. It's just us hanging around waiting.
Hanging out for a bit, yeah. I wonder if no one shows up for one of them, if we'll just have the discussion anyway.
Because people watch it later.
Because people watch it later, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
we should do that. Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, well, shall we start then?
Maybe give. Oh, there we go.
One person. Hello. Tell us, where are you from? You can write to us in the chat.
My name is Gabriel. I'm from Birmingham in the UK.
And my name is Emily from Cambridge in the UK. And we work at Myers Pontelungo in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in Rome at the moment.
Where are you?
Okay, well, maybe they don't have a YouTube account.
That's true.
We'll just do this ourselves.
Okay.
Okay, I'll read here. Food in this focus activity, adverbs of frequency, food, and talking about habits. Okay, this is difficult to do without a student to help us.
Yes. Okay. We're going to be putting the adverbs of frequency in the correct order, with the top being the most frequent,
so
the bottom being the least frequent.
Yeah.
So, do you want to
read? Maybe you are watching, you can't write if you don't have an account, but do this work at home. Okay. I've lost it. There. Okay, so which adverb of frequency from the list, which is the most frequent?
Most frequent. If we maybe read them out as well,
yeah,
just for pronunciation. So, never, sometimes, usually, often, always, hardly ever.
And for this word here, if you can see the mouse, we can say often or often. It's both correct. Often or often. It's the same. Sometimes I say often, sometimes I say often.
And we both have quite, I would say, fairly Southern English accents. So it's kind of often rather than, I don't know, I think an American might say often or often. Would they say 10? I'm not sure. Often. But we would say often or often, as you said.
Yeah.
Okay. How are we doing? We've got two.
Two students. Please say hello. Tell us where you are. Okay, well, I guess we can do
Should
this
we order them?
in case the students can't write to us.
Yep.
So at the top, we would have.
Always.
Very good, Gabriel.
Thank you. Next.
Next comes usually.
I concur. I agree. Then I would go with often.
Very nice. And then after this, we have sometimes.
And then hardly ever.
And finally, never.
Yeah.
So always and never are opposites. Yeah. Hardly ever is a difficult one, I think, sometimes. It's a synonym of rarely. So I put this is what I tell students, but I need to write it. So hardly ever is a synonym of rarely.
There is it's similar in Italian though. I mean, they have a.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
But rarely looks like the Italian more than hardly ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Shall we move on?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Again, we'll do this together.
If you can write, we don't know. So if you can, please say hello in the chat window.
If possible.
If possible.
Yeah. I'll read the list. Eggs. Start here. Eggs, tomatoes, onions, cheese, juice, potatoes, coffee, apples, tea, chocolate, bread, beans, pasta.
And then we've got 4 categories, 4 possible options: drink, fruit, vegetables, other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we do some, so for the people that can't write, we could do some pronunciation practice. There's some difficult pronunciation words here. So I will say the word and you repeat at home. So speak at home. So we can practice pronunciation this way if we can't write to you. So if we look here on this word, I hope they can see. And then also on this word, we have a similar pronunciation. We have juice, and fruit. Do you want to do it? Same?
The same.
Yeah.
Juice and fruit.
Good.
Very similar pronunciation.
Yeah, yeah. So for an Italian speaker, the I here, this letter, is silent, mute.
Fruit, not fruit.
Yeah.
Fruit. Fruit.
Yeah. Another one. So the second word in the list, this is important because there's a big difference in the UK and in the USA. So in the UK, we say tomatoes. Tomatoes. And in the US, do you want to do the US?
Tomatoes.
Good.
I think.
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
With an A, tomatoes.
Tomatoes. We would both say.
Yeah. Then this next one is not onions, but onions. Onions. I'm not sure. Maybe here at the bottom we have bread, like red, like the color. Bread.
Bread and beans.
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 It's a long sound.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll put them in the categories.
Good. Okay. So, Emily, eggs.
Eggs. Not a drink, not a fruit, not a vegetable. Therefore, other.
Good.
Thank you. Okay, there's tomatoes.
Ooh, okay.
And then
tomatoes, technically a fruit.
That's at the same time. Okay.
But I don't know, honestly. Vegetables?
I think it's in
vegetables. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
it's fruit.
Plus!
Hey, okay.
Okay.
I got it
Well
right.
done.
Okay. So
there are other focuses where it's under vegetables.
there you go.
Okay. Tomatoes as a fruit, which is technically correct.
Technically correct. Okay. Onions.
Onions. Onions are vegetables. And, okay, while we're here, we're talking about pronunciation. Again, this is a slightly difficult word in English, is vegetables. So the second E is silent. We don't say, it's not vegetables, but vegetables. Do you agree? You say it.
I'm not sure now.
Vegetables.
Vegetables.
It's vegetables. It's 3 syllables.
Vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheese.
Cheese. Other.
Other.
Juice.
Drink. Potatoes.
Vegetable. Potatoes are vegetables. Maybe we should look at this difference in pronunciation here. So potatoes with a long A sound, but tomatoes in an English accent.
In an English accent. American, it would be the same.
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
Potatoes.
Potatoes, tomatoes. Slightly New York. Okay. Coffee.
Drink.
I was going to go for a New York. Coffee.
Hopefully there were no Americans watching it. Apples.
Fruit. Tea.
Drink. Chocolate.
Other.
Yeah. So actually in my pronunciation of chocolate, the second O is also silent. Chocolate, 2 syllables.
Me too. I would say chocolate.
I think also in an American accent, be chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So only 2 syllables. Chocolate.
Okay. Bread.
Other. Beans.
I would go with vegetables on this.
I agree.
And pasta.
Pasta. Other. So while we're here with this picture, Gabe, what can you see?
What can I see? Okay, so
using there is, there are.
Here, there is bread.
Yeah.
A baguette. Bread.
I think here, if you can follow the mouse, there is a bottle of wine, so we there together. There are 2 bottles of wine. There are 2 bottles of wine. Plural. I thought it was olive oil.
Good. Yeah. Here, There are carrots. 3 carrots.
Yeah. Here there is an apple.
Mm.
An apple. There are some tomatoes.
There are some mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
Yeah. Should we write that for them?
Maybe mushrooms. Yeah.
So, mushrooms. All right. Should we
Anything
continue?
else? Yeah. Okay. Sometimes you might see, I'm just going to explain, milk, cheese, cream. You might hear dairy.
Yeah. Yogurt.
Is a big category. Yogurt, milk, cheese, cream, anything with milk as the ingredient,
Yeah.
you might hear called dairy.
Dairy products.
Dairy products, yeah.
Products from milk. Yeah. Yogurt. Listing things again.
Where is the?
I had it. Keep thinking it's the other one.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
What foods do you eat for breakfast? What foods do you usually eat for breakfast, Gabe?
Usually, I eat muesli. And fruit. Sometimes I eat eggs. Eggs and toast.
Yeah.
What do you usually eat for breakfast, Emily?
I don't usually eat breakfast, which is not a good habit. I usually drink coffee for breakfast, and I hardly ever eat breakfast. I sometimes eat fruit for breakfast. In Italy, I never eat eggs for breakfast, but in the UK, I sometimes eat eggs for breakfast.
In the UK, cooked food, hot food for breakfast is more common than hot food for breakfast in Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
and a bigger breakfast, I think.
Yeah.
In general, in the UK.
Yeah. Less. We don't eat sweet food for breakfast. Usually, we don't eat sweet food. Sometimes you can find a croissant.
Sometimes croissant, I think, has come from maybe the French influence across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Should we read this?
Yep. What do you usually eat for breakfast?
For breakfast, I usually eat fruit and yogurt.
What do you usually drink for breakfast?
For breakfast, I usually drink tea. Oh, Gabe, that's been our microphone. Okay.
What's going on?
That. Okay, I've disconnected. Hopefully now I don't know if that was working as our microphone before.
Okay. But people are
Okay.
still here.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Sorry, technical problem.
Technical issues. Okay.
Where was I? I
Sometimes.
usually drink tea.
Mhm.
Sometimes I drink juice. I never drink coffee.
Mhm.
So it's just some examples.
Yeah, so we've got usually as being quite frequently.
Yeah.
Often, yeah.
Most days.
Most days, exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes half of the days, almost, or even less, maybe.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah, I
fewer.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
On occasion, perhaps.
I think they've got enough.
Okay. All right.
Those 6.
Let's move on to lunch. What foods do you eat for lunch, Emily?
I often eat
Mhm.
pasta for lunch. In fact, I usually eat pasta for lunch, I think. With tuna, which is a type of fish, and spinach and cheese is what I often have this recipe. I sometimes have rice for lunch. I sometimes have a sandwich for lunch. What do you usually eat for lunch?
I usually eat perhaps sometimes salads, assortments, I assume it's the same, of things, cheeses, breads, baguettes, in a kind of salad type.
Yeah, almost a picnic
situation. Exactly, kind of like food, which is individual in a way. But sometimes pastas as well. Light pastas for lunch.
Yeah.
Not particularly heavy or maybe tomato based, more lightly with light amounts of garlic and chili and oil.
Oh yes.
But sometimes, or on occasion, sandwiches as well. Although that's less common here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sandwiches are often eaten for lunch in the UK, I think.
Yeah, you can find sandwiches in the bars.
Yes, I don't think it's
Clementine.
as common as it is in the UK.
No.
A sandwich is a very popular lunch in the UK.
Yeah.
Right, what we got for the example? Whoop, no.
I'll be blue this time.
Mm-hmm.
What time do you usually eat lunch?
I usually eat lunch at 1 o'clock or 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Mm-hmm.
What do you usually eat for lunch?
I always eat pasta for lunch.
Very Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you eat lunch with?
I often eat lunch with my colleagues.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things here that we could talk about, I think.
Yeah.
So if we look at the first red sentence, very important are prepositions. Oh, sorry. So when we have a time, like here, I usually eat lunch at 1 p.m. or at 1 o'clock.
Time of the day, a fixed clock time.
Yeah.
An hour uses at.
Yeah.
A period of the day, so morning, afternoon, or evening, we use in.
Yeah. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. But at night. Because English is confusing and irregular. Maybe I'll write that. Yeah. Maybe an example, yeah. Yeah, it's good. Or we can get rid of that equals, yeah.
At 8 o'clock. In the morning.
Yeah. I'm gonna add some more. Oh, sorry. I'm
technical
struggling
problems.
to type. So in the morning,
in
the afternoon, in the evening, but
at night.
Yeah, but at night. Okay. I hope that's clear. It's good. We still have our 2 students.
Good. Yeah. We haven't lost anyone. Okay. Good. I don't understand.
How 4 swipe.
All right.
Okay. And then what was I going to say next? Eat for lunch.
For lunch.
For lunch. Eat pasta for lunch. It's another preposition. And then with this last question, who, something else to remember in English, in a question, in the interrogative, the preposition is at the end. So it should be the final word, usually. So not with who do you eat lunch, but who do you eat lunch with? Preposition to the end. And then I often eat lunch with my colleagues. So this is maybe a difficult pronunciation again.
Colleagues.
Colleagues.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Cool.
Shall we do dinner?
Not for a few more hours.
Not for a few. Very good. Okay. What do you eat for dinner, Emily?
I often eat the same as lunch. I often eat pasta. I sometimes eat pizza with a colleague.
With a colleague.
We could go to a restaurant for pizza. I often have rice and vegetables. What do you usually eat for dinner?
A variety of things. In Italy, much of the same thing again as lunch. Often pastas, pizzas. Sometimes I eat. I like to try to cook Middle Eastern food from the Middle East, or sometimes Indian food, curries in particular. I like to eat curry. Yeah. Again, with rice or lentils. Yeah.
Do you usually eat rice or do you usually eat pasta for dinner? More often.
I would more often in Italy eat pasta for dinner. In the UK, usually rice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Good. What time do you usually eat dinner?
I never eat dinner before 8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
And what do you usually eat for dinner?
I usually eat meat and vegetables. I hardly ever eat fish.
Who do you eat dinner with?
I eat dinner with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you eat dinner with?
I eat dinner with my flatmates, the people who live in my flatmate,
In your apartment?
In my apartments, yes. I might write that down.
Yeah.
Flatmate.
Do it. Yeah. Is it 2 L's? Really not. No, 1 L, yeah.
Concrete, yeah.
Yeah.
With my flatmates. Who do you usually, or alone sometimes as well, who do you usually eat dinner with?
I usually eat dinner alone,
Mm-hmm.
by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I never eat dinner with my flatmates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cheery.
Good.
Might as well do a bit more explaining. Yeah. So we've got this word here, meat, in English. Meat is a big category. It includes many different things. So a steak is meat, and sausages are meat, and ham is a type of meat, and bacon is meat.
Pork.
Yeah. So it's a big category. Not just in Italian, it's carne is more of one thing, I think.
And then if you don't eat meat, like I never eat meat, I am a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Vegetarian. Yeah.
So if you're watching, what do you usually eat for dinner? We can't hear you, but you can practice speaking. Say it to your computer.
Yeah.
I usually eat, etc.
I sometimes eat. I often eat. I never eat.
What do you never eat for dinner? What do you never eat?
I never eat meat.
Oh, you never eat meat. Yes, I remember. I never eat bananas.
Never eat bananas.
Because I hate bananas.
I never eat bananas for dinner.
But maybe for pudding.
Dinner. Maybe for
dessert.
For dessert, perhaps. Yeah. Is there anything else you never eat for dinner?
I never eat steak.
Steak.
I never eat chicken also.
What do you usually eat for dessert?
I hardly ever eat dessert at home. We've got 3. Still think we're going to make it to 7. Yeah.
That one always panics me.
It's desert.
Desert and dessert. Yes. Yeah. Good.
What was I talking about?
What you that you don't eat dessert. You hardly eat dessert.
I hardly ever eat dessert at home. At a restaurant, I sometimes eat a dessert. I like tiramisu.
Tiramisu. I agree. I hardly
principal dessert.
tiramisu. I eat loads of tiramisu. I agree. I hardly ever eat dessert. If I'm at a restaurant, again, like Emily, I will try a dessert, perhaps.
Yeah. So just a reminder, if you can write, please write. Tell us where you are. What city are you in? We are in Rome. Okay.
Shall we move on? Okay.
It's very similar.
Okay.
Okay, let me. So this second question is slightly different. When do you usually eat chocolate?
I hardly ever eat chocolate. But if I am eating chocolate, I eat chocolate at after dinner.
Oh yeah.
When do you usually eat yogurt?
I hardly ever eat yogurt.
Okay.
I like yogurt. It's delicious. But I never buy yogurt. So I eat yogurt when I visit my mum. Because she always buys yogurt. She always has yogurts.
Okay.
So
it's the thing you do with your mum.
No, not with her.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Okay. When do you usually eat? Can't think of any food. When do you usually eat bread?
I usually eat bread for lunch, maybe a baguette or something like that. So lunchtime at about 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. When do you usually drink coffee?
I always drink coffee. I drink coffee every morning and every afternoon. Usually at work, I usually drink 2 or 3 coffees in a day. 2 or 3 espressos.
Espresso.
I mean, actually double espressos. But... When do you usually drink tea?
I hardly ever drink tea. How thoroughly un-British of me. I hardly ever drink tea. Sometimes I drink tea in the UK for social reasons.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Perhaps. But not very often. I usually drink coffee also. When do you usually drink beer?
I usually drink beer when you visit me.
Yes.
I usually drink beer in the evenings.
Yes.
After work, with my colleagues from work. We go to a bar or to a pub.
Yeah.
And drink beer or wine.
In the evenings and at night.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Do you prefer beer or wine?
It depends if I'm eating or not.
Ah, right.
If I'm eating, often wine, but usually I prefer beer.
Okay.
In most
circumstances,
I prefer beer. Yes.
Yeah. Or a spritz.
Or a spritz.
I know you like a spritz.
Or a Negroni.
Or a Negroni. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you prefer beer or a cocktail, perhaps? Beer or a cocktail? Which do you prefer?
Beer is good. In more situations.
Yes.
More often.
Yes.
Yeah, so usually I prefer beer.
Yeah.
But sometimes I prefer a cocktail.
Yeah.
A Negroni or a mojito.
Yes. It's the ambience of a cocktail.
If I'm eating, I don't want a cocktail.
Yes.
Yeah. With dinner,
yes.
I prefer beer or wine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yes.
Red wine.
Good.
I can't remember what's next.
Okay.
Okay. So we have 3 people here. So we can answer these questions and you can answer too at home.
Mm-hmm.
You can speak to your computer.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So if we look at picture A.
What does he usually eat?
I think he usually eats chocolate for breakfast. I think he usually drinks cola for dinner. It's a very healthy lifestyle. I think he eats junk food.
He eats junk food. He usually eats junk food, fast food, hamburgers, chips.
Oh, delicious.
Chips or fries in the US. What do you think he usually eats?
What other things?
What other things do you think he usually eats?
Oh, me. Yeah. Also, you at home can answer.
Also, yes. Please answer into your computer.
Yeah. I think he often drinks sodas.
Mm-hmm.
Like Coca-Cola or Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
I think he hardly ever eats broccoli.
Mm.
Which is the same in English and Italian. Broccoli.
Yeah.
What do you think he hardly ever eats?
I think he hardly ever eats salads.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Not much to be said. Okay.
Yeah.
B.
What does she usually eat for breakfast?
For breakfast, I think she usually eats fruit, smoothies, cereals, healthy, good cereals, and healthy juices.
Yeah. I'm going to write healthy.
Healthy.
So
yes.
Food or drink which is good for your body is healthy. And the opposite, what do you think is the opposite? I'll put it here. opposite of healthy is unhealthy.
Good. Excellent. No, I'm laughing at myself. What do you think she hardly ever eats for lunch?
I think she hardly ever eats hamburgers for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she hardly ever eats fried food. Yeah. Fried.
Yeah. Fried food.
So yeah, cooked with oil. Food cooked with or prepared with oil is fried. And fried food usually is unhealthy.
Yes. Fried food. Excellent.
I think maybe this last one is the most interesting one to talk about. So a busy parent, a mother, she doesn't have much time, maybe.
What do you think she usually eats for dinner?
I think she usually eats something fast and easy to prepare for dinner. So pasta.
Pasta, yeah.
And pasta, maybe her children also could eat pasta often.
Yeah, yeah.
For dinner.
An easy, healthy.
Yeah, healthy
pasta. Yeah.
Yeah.
With peas or beans of some kind.
Tomato sauces.
Perhaps. What do you think she hardly ever eats for breakfast?
I think for breakfast she hardly ever eats hot cooked food because it takes more time to prepare. It's when you have lots of children. Is that the dad?
The dad is.
I see. I thought that was another child.
So we could say
they.
For the group, for the plural, what do they usually eat? What do they usually eat for breakfast?
I think they usually eat cereal for breakfast.
Yes.
Because it's so quick and
it's
easy.
Quick, it's fast, yeah.
Yeah.
And relatively healthy.
Yeah, it can be healthy.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And orange juice.
Orange juice.
I think they drink orange juice for breakfast.
Full of vitamins.
Vitamin C, very important.
Very important.
At the moment.
In these days, yes. And possibly milk as well for the children's bones.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
brown milk.
Maybe sometimes they eat yogurt for breakfast.
Yes.
Yogurt is good for breakfast.
Great. Okay. Well, for time reasons, we have to say goodbye.
Yeah. I hope this was useful for some people watching. We can't understand if it's useful or not because we can't communicate with you, but hopefully that was good.
Good. So thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.